Okay, here we are again. I'm Bonnie Lacy. I wrote Cash Envelopes, You've Never Had So Much Money, and the companion workbook. I can never, this is opposite the way, it's not natural. Gee, why don't they make this more natural? Anyway, Cash Envelopes, You've Never Had So Much Money. I'm reading from the companion workbook because it has lines in it, and I wanted to show them to you. But I was just having a thought last night. Um, this is chapter 2. It's called Being Honest. Did you write your letter to money after the last chapter? Just being honest, right? If not, go back, stop this video, go back and do that. It's worth it. It really is. If you think doing that is stupid, then maybe this book or this course isn't for you. Just being honest, right? We have to recognize what part money plays in our lives, in our personal lives, and in our businesses. We use money. We can't let it use us. Okay? And also, I was just thinking about some suggestions on who might need this book other than you and me, right? Or the course. If it's not for you, do you know a high school senior or a college graduate, somebody that's going to be graduating from either one soon? That would be a good suggestion for gifts. Give them one or both. Or people who are getting married, or people that are married that are maybe struggling that you know of. Are you a pastor? Or do you have a financial counseling business or ministry that these would come in handy for? You could gift them. That could be part of your giveaways, or especially if you have a meeting coming up or a conference, that might be a good idea. So yeah, just some suggestions to give away or as gifts. Okay? All right, we're on chapter 2, Being Honest. This one's hard to read. Okay, I'm just being honest, right? Let's turn back the clock. Here came another bill I hadn't anticipated. And another. Bills due once a year used to terrify me. Bills due twice a year, ditto. I completely forgot about them until the envelopes arrived in the mail. I never could remember when they'd be due. What are those bills in your life? Car registrations, insurance, land payment. So I left a couple of lines right there. List them there, okay? Do your homework. I didn't have a system. That was the first strike against us. The second, we didn't have the money to pay those once a year bills because I couldn't remember when they were due. On top of that, we were many thousands of dollars in credit card debt. Anybody out there know what I mean? Do you know how I felt? Terrified, gut-wrenching fear. We lived every day waiting for the bomb to go off. One more bill or somebody sick and a trip to the doctor would send our checkbook balance over the edge. Somehow we made it through those times. No, not by selling our first child, nor by living on the streets. And we didn't move back home with our parents. Do what you got to do, people. Some of that living on the street stuff happens, and worse. Heartbreaking. This book is about our journey out of the mess we had made and the power of the cash envelope system in every part of our lives. After several years of hiding credit card debt from each other, my husband and I opened up and spilled our guts, or more properly, told the truth. We each had major debt we had been hiding from each other for years. I don't know what he thought would happen if I knew. I'm not even sure what I thought would happen if he found out. Divorce? No. Murder? Maybe. No. Shame? Yeah. Embarrassment? Yes. Puking it out. But a friend had convicted me to tell my husband the truth no matter what. I needed to come clean. It was scary. I was ashamed. Not sure what his response would be. I never gave it a thought that he might be have almost the same amount of debt as I did. When we both put everything on the table, telling the truth, it was such a relief. Covering it up for all that time had filtered into other areas of our relationship and could have destroyed our marriage. Thank God it didn't go that far. Freedom is such a powerful word. As we progressed into more and more honesty, the freedom we felt and embraced was so refreshing, very empowering, both personally and in our marriage. Facing reality. We had brought everything out in the open, onto the table. But where to go from here? Gut-wrenching reality hit hard. How in the world were we going to pay off these cards? Not only that, the rest of our financial world didn't stop so we could pay them off. Bills kept arriving in the mail. The cycle of day-to-day expenses rolled on. Mortgage payment, electric bill, water bill, car payments, food and fuel needs. It hits me as I write this, and now as I read this, how needy we had become. We can't do without that car. We can't cut out the lawn service. Cell phones are our lifeline. We have to have a smartphone. This nation and the better part of the world is focused on the next consumer fix, the next techie toy. We watch with credit card in hand for the big announcement of the upgrade. No matter what it is, phone, TV, the bigger, the better, the faster. Video game, car, house, vacation, second home, camper. No, we didn't have all that, but some people do. It's all a game to see who has the best, the most, the biggest. Jealousy plays a huge part. I didn't intend for this book to become a statement of plagues, but I see it in my life. With this book, I hope to spew out my own plagues/sins and hopefully help you with yours. Writing brings its own form of reality and healing. Hence this book, hence over 60 journals. That's another book. I am opening up this dark secret to you in the hope of helping you gain freedom in your finances and life. But as I open up, I can and will heal too. If nothing changes, nothing changes. At a certain point in becoming honest with dearly beloved, the relief was immediate. After fessing up, the hardest part was making the changes that we needed in order to crawl out of the hole we had buried ourselves in. How to pay this off? Declare bankruptcy? Some do. We didn't. This looked like the Rocky Mountains looming ahead and us without a four-wheel drive. We had to hike to the top. How to pay those credit card bills, plus keep a roof over our heads and our families' heads. I am a writer, plus a huge reader, so I dug in, reading books recommended to me. You can find a list in the Finishing Up section under Resources. Some applied to us, some didn't. It felt like we were starting over in our financial lives, and away we were. Felt like we were buried alive, but we didn't die. When something like this happens, we always tend to think the worst. We could die, oh no! I'm laughing now because I can, but at times it felt like we might die. It was heart-wrenching, first of all, admitting to the stupid, but also it crucifies our pride and our selfishness. I saw myself in a whole different light. I wasn't the diva. When faced with my dad's death and then mom's illnesses, I shopped. I told myself, I need to unwind. I deserve this. Life is so stressful. What needed to change? Who needed to change? Power. After fighting through truth and facing reality, where was the power? First, where was the power to heal, to overcome? Where was the wisdom? In crying out to God, I began to forgive myself, my husband, and those stupid ads that made me buy, right? And he helped me see the plan. Did he show me every step? No, not all at once anyway, but he led me step by step to where I am and we are today. He will continue to lead me as I seek him. He has the best plan. Power came through honesty with myself, first off. Power came in opening up to dearly beloved. It strengthened as we consulted each other instead of making decisions in secret. Step by step, as time passed, we gained power in those decisions and following God's plan.